What's up, everybody? Frank Valkyria. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a lovely day. Today we got special news, actually. Apparently on Good Morning America, we have the transcript of a conversation with a juror that speaks out for the first time. I'm gonna keep that in, okay? Because just the tongue. All right, this is very interesting because you know that a while ago we covered this guy that came on TikTok. We didn't know what it was, and many of us, me included, I mean, I took the video off because I didn't want to talk about it. I jumped in because it seemed like a great news, but then we didn't know if it was accurate or not. So to be sure, I took those videos out of this TikToker claiming to be a juror. This time, this is from Good Morning America. So let's listen together.
Thinking. Now, we agreed not to reveal his identity or juror number, so you won't see his face or hear his voice, but he revealed a lot about how these multi-million-dollar decisions were made.
Thank you.
This
Thank
morning,
you,
an
juror.
ABC News exclusive. New details from the Johnny Depp-Amber Heard defamation trial from a member of the jury who says a lot of Amber's story didn't add up, and the majority of the jury felt she was more the aggressor.
He balled up his fists, leaned back, and headbutted me square in the nose.
But never did I myself reach the point of striking Miss Heard in any way.
The juror, one of 5 men on the 7-person jury, said Heard's emotional testimony was not realistic.
I want to move on with my life.
The crying, the facial expressions that she had, the staring at the jury, all of us were very uncomfortable. She would answer one question and she would be crying, and 2 seconds later she would turn ice cold. Some of us use the expression crocodile tears.
I didn't think he knew what he was doing. I don't know how. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
On Depp's side, a lot of the jury felt what he was saying at the end of the day was more believable. He just seemed a little more real in terms of how he was responding to questions. His emotional state was very stable throughout.
It could begin with, throwing a TV remote at my head. It could be throwing a glass of wine in my face.
The juror said the revelation Heard had not donated her $7 million divorce settlement to charity was a fiasco for her.
You still haven't donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity.
Incorrect. I pledged the entirety. I use pledge and donation synonymous with one another.
She goes on a talk show in the UK. The video shows her sitting there telling the host that she gave all that money away. And the terms she used in that video clip were, "I gave it away. I donated it. It's gone." But the fact is, she didn't give much of it away at all. He also disputed Heard's attorney's claim the jury was influenced by social media, saying,
All right, just a second. First of all, that show was in the Netherlands. That was not the UK. You all see the footage. That's a Dutch show, just for clarity's sake. Honestly, all that this juror here is saying, it doesn't surprise me at all. I was hoping that the jury would see through. That's exactly how it felt. This is probably the downside, most likely, of having whatever she goes through, a borderline personality, whatever the diagnosis, it comes across that way. And the fact also that she would just turn in a split second between emotion, that was weird for everyone, honestly, to witness. They really question like what was going on in her mind, like, is this probably this person really has some issues that she's not even aware of. And in conjunction with today's interviews, it makes total sense, the diagnosis of Dr. Kerr, even though we're not diagnosing anything here. But if you think about it, you go like, wow, there must be some kind of truth in there,
We followed the evidence. Myself and at least 2 other jurors don't use Twitter or Facebook. Others who had it made a point not to talk about it. He said, ultimately, what I think is truthful was that they were both abusive to each other. I don't think that makes either of them right or wrong. But to rise to the level of what she was claiming, there wasn't enough or any evidence that really supported what she was saying. He added that he believed Johnny did not hit Amber.
All right, this is very interesting. So we got a little bit of the rundown here of things that more or less we already suspected the jury would see through. And I'm actually also quite interested in listening to more as the time passes. Now I think there's less they're going to probably appeal anyway, but I don't think there is much basis for any speculation on there, from her camp or lawyers and so on and so forth. So it's actually quite good to see that the jury it's responding to and I was actually expecting this because they've been so immediately ready to point the finger to the jury that they didn't do a good job, that they were to blame, they didn't understand the evidence, and so on and so forth, literally to yesterday and before with the new interview of H telling like she doesn't blame the jury. How could they not be influenced by social media, So a lot of big claims. To see the jury coming out and go like, hey, listen, you know what? You weren't really credible, and the evidence was in favor of JD, like we all saw it. So this is actually a big blow to her, this narrative, and actually also to the mainstream media, which hopefully will cover this in the proper manner. So thumbs up also to Good Morning America here, at least to release this information. I feel that the trend is switching a little bit now because it becomes so obvious that here you have somebody that has issues and it's been lying and it's been concocted something that it's just undeniable anymore, that you can follow whatever trend that you're trying to pursue in terms of mainstream media or push on people. You just have to withdraw now. Now the evidence is too much. It becomes too clear that here you had somebody that actually was misusing those organizations, was misusing perhaps the Me Too movement, was misusing the term as victim to just, wear the cape, go around making speeches just for the sake of ego and being pat on the shoulder and all that kind of praisal that comes with it. But in fact, it was a big manipulation, allegedly. So guys, we wish everybody well, but this was very interesting. So please subscribe if you're not. Go check the other videos. I'm so grateful for the support. Take care of yourself. Ciao.